Hello, Divine Sunshiners. This is Divine Sunshine. If you would like to have a reading with me, go to my webpage, divinetwinsoul11.com, where you go to my services page. On the services page, there's a button that says book online, and you can get a reading with me. I am having a special for the month of July, $11 for 30 minutes, $22 for 60 minutes. You can also go to my Instantgo page, in which you can get a reading through me, text, question, or either video. Go on there, but right now, for your bang for your buck, it would be more prevalent or beneficial to you to go to my web page and book online, because it's much cheaper. But if you want that instant going back and forth, we can do it that way too as well. All right, the energies. This is going to be for the divine feminine. I had a channel song that I had for you all that it came to me the other day, and that was Dionne Warwick's Walk the Way You Walk. Now this is, I'm going to play the other version, the house. Now I'm from Chicago. We believe in house music. So this is like the house music version of it. Okay. I hope it goes straight. So while you're doing that, I'll be setting up. Clear. Okay, so now that song, Walk the Way You Walk, pretty much she's saying just because you saying things are going to change isn't good enough. It just ain't good enough. And that's the way the divine feminine is feeling for this week's energies that's coming up. We want to see some definite movement that is going on with the divine masculine. At this point. So we're going to look at the energies for, according, I pulled out the divine feminine cards, energies for that. We got Lilith. Hers is the first woman. I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live. That's a good one. Shekinah, which is the presence of the divine feminine. At the center of everything there is light, and I am that light. And we have Go, the warrior saints. Ooh, them eyes is something. All their eyes are something between Shekinah and this one they speak. I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. Okay. Let me see if I could just read just a really quick from each one of them. I'm going to go to my Go. I'm just going to read a little. Okay, come on. Okay, 134. Okay. Okay, 134. Where did I read this? Where did I find out? What's the meat and potatoes at on this one? Here we go. We're going to go straight to when your soul selects. When your soul selects her card, it's really deep. Devotion grounds us and allows us to see just how many resources are available to us. And devotion elevates our perception so that the spiritual realm can infuse us with light, strength, and energy that is greater than our own. Devotion is the action we feel compelled to take that demonstrates our commitment to love. The power of my Baho devotion kept the Sikh religion alive. The task seemed impossible. 40 Sikhs against a whole Mughal army. But when what has never happened before becomes possible through true devotion and the force of pure love. So with this, she's saying, be devoted to what's happening with the journey. If it's devoted to yourself, to whatever it is, because through pure love, you're going to make the impossible possible. Got it. Okay, let's look at Shekinah. Okay, help me. 138. Okay, I'm going to go right to that when your soul picks it. Where's it at? Okay, in Zohar, the main sacred text in Kabbalah, the Shekinah is described as being a world within the world, a bright radiance as the center of everything. All life on earth, all consciousness is at a part of her light and is therefore sacred. The metaphysical theory of immanence is that the divine presence is manifested in the material world. So there isn't actually any matter, whether organic or inorganic, that isn't also a part of the divine. Shekinah is light that inhabits your body, your cells, and is in the cells of all the people and objects you see around you. She is also about pure experience. She is the message, the truth that there is, a light at the center of everything that happens to us, both the good and the bad. Okay, several things I want to say to this. I was so surprised because today I dropped the shower head when I was taking the shower, and I was like, ow. But I was like, why you say that ow for the shower head? It fell. You didn't fall. And that goes into what she's saying in this piece, is that God is in everything, or the universal power, the universe is in everything. Whoever you say is the master of all, it is in everything. It's in these right here, in this crystal, or in this stone, or it's in this candle, it's in this iPad that's taking everything, it's in this chain, it's in this earring, it's in everything in it. So we carry the light. We are the light workers, and we have to remember that at all times. The light is in everything, even in our divine masculine, even when they're acting up. And that's why I told you all before that do not look at them as if they do not carry the light. They carry the light too. They just show it in a different way and manner. And then we also have Lilith. Let's see what she is. Lilith is 142. Oh, thank God they all around each other. Okay, that's funny. It's all three women in the same thing. So Lilith asks, what would happen if you left everything behind? She wonders what prevents you from getting to experience all that you desire. It is you. It is an idea of someone you have to be. It is society's definition of what it means to be a woman. Lilith asks the question that sometimes never fully reach the light of consciousness. Lilith is acclaimed. She is the ruler of her body and soul, and she reminds us that we are too. And not only that, we have a sacred obligation to be the body's fierce protector. And that is true. Although, like a lot of times, us as feminines, we have a lot of down and body image issues with ourselves. We look at that, how society looks at us. We're saying, oh, we've got too much makeup on, or I'm too fat, or my hips too big, or my lips too big, or my melanin, I got too much melanin in the skin. Everybody looks like they gravitate lighter, or I'm not smart enough. And we're constantly beating ourselves on with that. And then we have to be a voice for ourselves, for our body, that that's it. Just like I said, something transpired between me and the divine masculine. And then I was like, listen here, I do not feel sorry at all for what had happened with the exchange. I'm at the point that I am being very true to myself and who I am as a divine feminine, and I'm really trying to embody, not trying, but I am embodying day by day my divinity. And with that, I also always use my divine twin. There's an oracle they use, Twin Flame Oracle, which is a good app. And this one, it told me, okay, that's that one. uh, pretty much with that is the understanding. They say when I'm at my truest self, that is when I am beautiful and I'm attracted to you. And I asked my twin's higher self to tell me what was the message that he wanted to do for me today. And that's something that I use every day. Sometimes I want to get a message. I said, what does his higher self say to me? My divine masculine. Or you can say, what does my counterpart say to me as well? And you can use that daily. And so that's what it's saying. When you at your truest self, that's what makes you attractive to me. And that's when I believe that you are beautiful. And that's the same thing. When we just in ourselves, no matter how corny, how quirky we are, that's when we are at our greatest self. So now let's see, clear with the energies, what's going on? What is the divine feminine thinking right now? What's divine feminine thinking right now? What is in the heart space of the divine feminine? What is in the heart space of the divine feminine? Thank you. Okay, so we got two things in reverse. We got God of protection and God of obstruction. Okay, so that goes back to what she was saying, protect all of them. She's saying, Shakina's saying protect the light. This other one, my Bako, is saying we have to become more devout in what we want, so we attract things in the material things that we want in the material world. And Lilith is saying just honor your body and your soul, whatever you want. We have not been, was thinking on her thoughts right now, on her mind, is that she is not being those things right now. She's got to get herself into that stance, just like this king right here, this God here, which is saying that I've got to stand, oh, okay, that's true. There, Archangel Raphael said, yeah, and he's saying you got to move. He blow the horn, get the moving, like I did last time. What about the move? Make that move right now, baby. So they still saying we not make moving enough, divine feminine. She's like, well, I'm doing that thing, but we're not getting to the point that we're becoming a strong fierce protector of this light that we are carrying, of our body and our soul, the way other people view us. So we've got to get into that protective mode. We have not. In our heart space, we have God of obstruction. Okay. And things we keep on thinking right now, we've got to go with the flow. Obstruction means things that are blocking. So we got to remove those things that are a blockade. That's what we're thinking in our heart. And I think we're in that point that right now for it to become in the reverse. That means we are removing some of those roadblocks. We're removing the roadblocks, but at the same time in our mind saying we're not protecting as we're moving. So it's like I'm moving things, but then I got to protect what I've already have moved out the way. If you understand what I'm saying. So you did maybe like going through construction. They didn't clear the road and now the construction is gone. But now since we got a smooth path and we smooth sailing, we still got to find ways to protect the road at the same time. Okay. Make sure, like, just like they doing, put the surface down, making sure that it doesn't have potholes in it. Those things. Let's look into seeing what are some things that what is causing this not to be able to surrender. Let me look into numerology. Clear. What's causing us not to be able to be protective? Let's put it that way. Okay, what's causing us not to be protective of it is spiritual partnership. Right now, I'm picking up from this. It's in reverse. And it's saying we're not seeing the things going. We're at the point that we're kind of releasing the whole twin flame journey, some of us. And that's including myself. And that's making it become that twin flame journey a little on a vulnerable side. That's what I'm saying about we done paved the way, we done did the work, but at the same time we're not protecting what we have invested in the material world as well. We're helping to materialize with this goddess, this divine feminine energy that my Bible is bringing in and saying we devoted, but we got to retract to get the resources to have it happening. One thing again, another thing, we're not protecting this because we're not seeing any changes. Like, well, some of us saying, why the hell I'm doing the work if ain't nothing happening? Ain't no changes. He's still acting the way he acted. So, what am I doing this for? So that is an issue with that. So we got to work with the way how we communicating that, because our communication can bring on manifestation. And this is green. This is our heart chakra. How we making that, because we can give birth to things through our hearts, through our desires as well, and the way we communicate it. That's how things manifest as well. That heart and the way you communicate your words. You do that. I watched the other day, Daniel Boone, he was talking about, well, I'm going to have a child. And he said, oops, I manifested that into the atmosphere. He said, okay, well, I guess it might be time. So you got to watch right now, especially these times. Like I said, the moon is happening Friday, which is July 13th. And so we got to really make sure that while we're in that great manifestation with the energies being intense and high, that we're watching, especially when we're being emotional. This is a Cancerian moon, being very emotional as to getting into that emotional space. We got to find a nice balance and be grounded into that. So that answers for that. Let's look at the God of obstruction. What's going on with that? Ooh, I'll put it back. Clear. What's going on with that? God of obstruction. What's causing the issue for that? If it is true, come back again. Okay. Okay, spiritual career. Okay, so again, that goes back to this journey that we're doing, this twin flame journey. We're dealing with our higher heart chakra, which is really getting into that love, and then our third eye, which is really being able to see this into manifestation. And I seen that this morning. I told you that I used my twin flame oracle, and I was asking, what is my higher self said I had an issue with. She said it was communication, but then also the other day I did it. It said that I had an issue with my third eye opening. How am I seeing this twin flame reunion coming into manifestation? How do I see myself manifesting with my divine masculine? I know we've been kind of kicked, pushed around, torn to the point that we like, some of us is like almost traumatized to say, if I start to think about him, I'm going to shake in the quake about my divine masculine. And that's the issue, and it causes us to have a blockade to be able to see even further. I've gotten to the point that I've tried to start working on opening myself, okay, seeing myself, doing things with him, being able to envision. But again, like I said, it's a fine line. That remember, we do not expect things, but we look for everything. And at the same time, we can't get to the point that we've got to expect it to happen a certain way. We've got to be open as to whatever we are picturing and manifesting. It might come a whole different way in which how it shows up and manifests in the 3D, but we've got to kind of really work on opening up our hearts to believing that this can happen, that this can truly manifest, and seeing it through our third eye. So this is God obstruction. So that's one of your instructions and your problems is that you're opening up your heart chakra, because a lot of times, like I said, the divine masculine has did some things. He didn't shut it down to, you open up and he do something stupid. He shut it down again. You open up, you do something stupid again. You've got to get to the point you're not doing it for him, but you're doing it for yourself. Open, filling out heart chakra open. So that's what your career, because this is really your mission and your purpose, not for, like they say, you get to your point of doing that even if you cannot show the love like you want to your divine masculine, but while you're in waiting for that manifestation of union to happen, you are to be able to show that to others. That's what you do in your work. That's where you concentrate on. Okay, meantime at the ranch, while he's doing what he's doing, let me concentrate on looking at what I can do as far as bringing this into myself, wholeness for myself, because wholeness with you first brings him on. You've got to be whole. So that's that. Let's look into some things in which you need to surrender. Where's my surrender cards? What are some things you need to surrender? Clear? Well, can I have 3 cards to tell me the 3 areas, things that she has to correct? Well, if you ain't obedient. Thank you, angels. Okay. 3 things. They came up. We don't do reverse for surrender cards. It is what it is. Surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. Okay, and that goes back to my Bakgo, which she's talking about devotion. Devotion can also be a form of a prayer as well. So you've got to become now devoted to time doing meditation. I mean, you ain't got to do no 4 hours or whatever, but just talking with it, going out into nature, communing with that. 15, 30 minutes walking in nature. That could be also a prayer. Just talking. I mean, prayers come in so many different forms. As well. I also say doing yoga. You know, that's a prayer. That's a physical, to me, a moving prayer as well. Doing that. So those are some things that you can do for that. Also, surrender into procrastination. I know I'm pretty good with that. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. Like say about this light, and like Lilith said, the light is everywhere. You are the light. You see that light at the end there? So you got to start climbing these stairs. Stop standing at the bottom of the stairs and start climbing your way to your success, to your light, to bringing out forth the light that is within you. Okay, so stop procrastinating. You know what you need to do to get this spiritual career on track. You know what it needs to do to create this relationship change, and you know what it needs to do to create this spiritual partnership. You got 2 and 7, which means that you got to find unity and spiritual completion. You got a 5 and a 6, that's a 9, which means the ends of a cycle. Going back to this, you got in the 5 and the 6. 5 means change in love, 6 means love. 5 and 6 together, that's 11. That is the divine twin thing, the relationship of the divine twin soul relationship, how you see that. I also say here you have this one is a 78, the spiritual completion. 8 means harmony, finding balance. So you got to do those two together. 7 and 8, but that's 15, which is 15, which is which is a 5, change into awareness, intuitiveness. 6 means in love. So you got to do that. Okay, and balance back there. Surrender unhealthy relationships. Okay. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. Right now, if your divine masculine is triggering you, like I said in my chat, please listen to that. That at this point, you're not finding yourself having mastery over those triggers that are happening and occurring, that you've got to, at that point, kind of detach. Some of us have already had detached from it. Deal with him if he engages you, or you deal with you. Like I said, come open, deal with it, and then go back. Like I said in my other one, I said, and the world keeps turning. He's like, what you mean by that? That means I go right back to doing what I'm doing, back to detaching, and not until I see you doing some changes on your end. I'm not getting too highly invested into this until I see some really deep seated changes on your end. That manifest in the physical, as the goddess Mabango says, 3D. I need to see that that happening. Let go, detach from it. If that is stemming from him and his situation with his karmic, then detach on that one. I want to read this. Goes on to what the message I had today for my for the higher self, for my highest masculine self, and to me today, and I'll share that to you. So today's oracle was, please forgive me. I have never meant to hurt you. Everything I have done was meant to help you uncover your true self. So right now, at this point, if you're not able to see his motives, and you're saying right now he just toxic to me, or you got family members, things that karmics could be in your family as well. I say karmics coming in form of person, place, or thing. That is an issue as well. Keep that in mind. As far as unhealthy relationships, how you interact with employees, or even you in class or school, your classmates, think about how you can detach from them. Be in it, because you got to interact with them. Those employees ain't going to go away. The family ain't going to go away. But you got to learn how to be able to deal with it. Let's master your triggers, because they're going to trigger you. Don't nobody trigger you better than your divine counterpart masculine and family members. They got the real finger to the point, pulse of doing that. Okay, so now let's look at some things in which, however, we can look at that can help us clear. As far as surrender to prayer, was that surrender to prayer? What do we need to do for that? Surrender to prayer. what this divine feminine needs to do is surrender to prayer. Okay, so right now, for me, I'm picking up for you need to pray on how you can, your transgressions. Like they say, in our church, we say, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And you forgive our transgressions as we forgive who transgressed against us. Same thing about that. So you need to forgive the contradiction, the mistakes, and the flaws. So you need to pray on that, how you can release that. Surrender procrastination. What's the will help you with that? Thank you. Thirst, that came upside. All these upside down? No, they're in different position. Okay, it is what it is. Thirst, procrastination, craving, compulsion, obsession. Some of you put in emphasis on this. You're not thirsty enough. It's the opposite. You're not thirsty enough. You're not really saying that when you thirst, baby, you gonna get up and get you some water, you parch, you're gonna do whatever it is that you could quench that thirst. That's why you're procrastinating, because in some ways it ain't that bad enough. Like my grandmother told my dad, said, well, if it hurt you that he had bad tooth or something, I said, well, if it hurts you bad enough, you won't get him to do something about it. The same thing that it is with this procrastination. You keep on procrastinating, it must not be that serious. You know, like I tell my kids, it ain't that serious. Because you would have did something about it, you would have fixed it. And that's the same thing. So you're not really at the point that you're craving it, you're not compulsive about it, I got to do something, and you're not obsessed by it. And you've got to become obsessed and craving for this relationship to come to what it needs to, this journey to come into union. You got to crave it, you got to want it, you got to become compulsive about it. Surrender unhealthy relationships in a good way, not in a bad way. What does that mean for the divine feminine? Thank you. Burnt by the sun. Okay, ambition. To surrender unhealthy relationships. So what I'm picking up from this is some of you all, it goes two ways. Some of you all have been burnt by the sun because you've been too ambitious. Okay, Archangel Raphael confirms that. And you done reached your limit. You done did whatever you can. Some of you all, when it comes to this, you like, I done been burnt by the sun. But you know, sometimes you come to the point that the pain be so much that it become numb. It goes the opposite. Some of you all have it came to that. And so you just saying, I'm just going to stay in it because it ain't bothering me. Okay, so now what does your higher self want to say to you? Let's look at this. Clear? Never judge another. What I'm picking up from this is also, do not compare yourself to what other people's journeys is going on. You might be listening to some of these other videos with these other advisors, spiritual advisors. Some of them say, I'm coming to union. You say, why I'm not coming to union? Are you hearing people talk, or even me even talk about the interaction that I'm having with my divine masculine? It's not, what's a better way to say it? It's not candy and roses. It could be better. It's not where it should be. It's not the way how I picture it to be. And it's not really, we're not crossing the finish line that I can say definitely union. Okay? But there's interaction. Some of y'all might say, well, I wish I was interaction. What I'm doing wrong. Okay, stop. Do not compare yourself to what these other ones are doing, or other ones that you're seeing, or even comparing yourself to even your friends that are not in divine twin soul relationships. That can mess you up as well. So never judge another. Don't look at another divine feminine and seeing what they're doing. You know, now I've got to the point when I see things and I see on Facebook or anybody doing that. I used to say, oh, I wish I could. I say, stop it. Say, oh, just say yourself, thank God that I'll be able to chance to do that. So if I'm seeing them taking pictures or going on trips and stuff, I came there, you know, I say to myself, oh, I can't wait till that happens. When me and him go to so-and-so, we go to Paris or something like that. I'm speaking it into existence the opposite way. Then me come and say, oh, I wish I was. Because when you say, I wish I was, means you in some ways telling the universe, it ain't never going to happen. Okay? So that is what your higher self. And what does God want to say? clear or the universe want to say to you. Last thing. Ooh, two things. God doing a lot of talking. Hey, you. And he says, bring it. Number 11. All right, then. I hope you're saying bring on that twin flame union, twin soul union. I love him to say that. So that's the 11. And we got the number 16. That's awareness and love. Okay, so let's see what he's saying here. On this side, there we go. Earl Core E. What is the universe saying to us? Okay. Bring it. Wow, you are brave and fearless these days. Even if it doesn't feel that way, you are being called to take off your armor and leap. Today is the day to call fear out as the wimpy imposter that it is. It's time to go for it. Okay, that's that one, so go for it. And then number 16. Psst, hey you. We'd like to interrupt this oracle deck with a very important announcement. There is nothing to fear. Every single thing that looks ominous is but an illusion. It has no power. Zip, nada, zilch. It's time to look your fears straight in the eye and call them out as the insignificant posers they really are. So that's what it's saying. So don't think about what's going on with the karmic. Don't think about what's going on in your now. Just like the 3 starting off with the overall energies here. She's saying here to make sure to manifest those things in the 3D. Become a warrior of love. Manifest your love with your divine twin soul in the 3D. She's saying everything, you are the light. Everything in this universe is the light. Even your divine counterpart. She said that. And then Lilith. That was Shekinah, and Lilith said, be the voice, be the protector of your body, be the one who is the voice of your body and your soul. Choose life and desire to live. So no matter what going on, make sure you desire to live. Say, I'm going to live. So with that, I would say this reading, if you would like a reading with me, go to divinetwinsoul11.com, go to my services page, click book online, and there you will be linked on to my online site for you to book. Remember, July I have a special, $11 for 30 minutes, $22 for 60 minutes. Go to my Instantgo page, which is Go Divine Twin Soul 11, which you can get a reading through me, text, voice, and video. And also go visit my Divine Twin Soul 11 Facebook page. Click like on that, and if you see something like you on there, share as well. So with that, I leave you. So until the next time I see you, love you, divine feminines. Share that light. Be that light. Go out forth and manifest that love. Be love. You are love. And then also remember that you are what you say. I am the voice of my body and soul. Till next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, and stay elevated. Namaste, Namago.